Happy Sabbath, everyone. And it's an honor to be sharing the Word of God today. And um, this will really be a blessing or an awakening message to each and every one of us, because I would like to raise an awareness for something that we are neglecting sometimes. So this morning, I would like to ask you a question too. How faithful are we in the least things that God had entrusted us? So I will share this story. This happened back in 2016 before I became a missionary. So I became a missionary back in 2017. I joined 1000 Missionary Movement. But a year ago, before I joined 1000 Missionary Movement, I experienced something that changed my life, I guess, forever. And I learned so much from this experience. So, um, quite handful to listen to, but I hope and pray that you'll be patient with me, because I really want you to listen to the whole coverage of the story. So I woke up one Sunday morning just like any other day, and I have already plans to do for the day. And in the morning, I plan to go to the mall, and in the afternoon, I will help clean our church. By the way, our church organized a day in a month for the members to gather together and do some activities other than the Sabbath day. So our church land area is big and it needs grass cutting or general cleaning once a month. But that day, I really have to buy a bag, because all the other ones that I have were old and damaged. So I worked graveyard shifts. I work at night, 11 hours a day and 4 days a week, Mondays to Thursdays, and I got Fridays to Sundays as my day off. And I don't have any other time to do shopping because on Fridays I sleep the whole day, and on Saturdays I stay in the church as much as possible until sunset. So, by the way, the mall from our area is 2 to 3 hours away. And yes, we are living in the countryside. I'm also in Cavite. The campus is in Cavite, so I'm living in Cavite like 2 to 3 hours away from the campus, and also the malls from our place, they are 2 to 3 hours away. And during that time, we don't have malls around our area, so we have to go to a different town in Cavite in order for us to visit a mall. So for me to be able to buy a quality bag, I need to go and get one from the mall. So that morning, I'm a little hesitant to go because I really wanted to be present for a whole day in our church bayanihan. But I decided to go to the mall in the morning because it's easier to take public transportation at an early time. And it's really going to be a hassle to do that in the afternoon. So it's a Sunday, and there will be a lot of people who will be spending their day outside. And the setup in the Philippines, there's definitely going to be a heavy traffic, especially in the afternoon. So I decided to stick with my plans. I called the church friend um, to accompany me to the mall, and my friend hesitated at first because, just like me, she wanted to join the bayanihan too and be there for a whole day. I convinced her that we will go back as soon as we buy what I needed, and we will go together to help the church member to clean the church. So I was very guilty to have to drag her with me when I can just go alone and do it. But that day, I don't really feel like going alone. So that's why I invited her to come with me. So my friend and I went to the nearest mall and start hunting for a new bag. We went from one store to another. It took us 30 minutes to visit all the stores in that mall where we can buy bags, but I just can't find anything that I really like. So I told my friend that we may need to go to visit another mall and see if there's anything better there than the ones that I've already seen in that mall. So my friend did not protest to my recommendation. So we went off to another mall and tried checking all the stores that sell bags. Finally, I was able to find a bag that I really wanted to buy. And I bought it right away, and we decided to travel back to our place and to go to the church to help the brethren. My friend told me that she was hungry because it's almost time for lunch. I told her that, I really wanted to buy her some food in the fast food restaurants around, but it will take us forever just by standing in line and wait for our turn to place our orders. So, yet we need to save time and start traveling back so we can catch up with the brethren who were cleaning in the church. I told her that I will just message my mom and prepare some foods so when we arrive, we can grab a quick snack and start cleaning after. She was delighted with the idea, so we started traveling back. On our halfway home, I received messages from my sister, my brother, and even my mother. They were asking me if I'm still inside the mall and if we're safe and okay. So I was wondering what's up with them. Why are they asking me this question? And why they message me all at the same time. It's very unusual for them to do that. So I asked them myself, um, why all of you were suddenly concerned where I'm at, or where we at together with my friends. So my sister told me that the mall, I told them where I will be going to buy a bag. I believe all the missionaries are familiar with this mall. It's in SM Dasma because it's near the campus. So I believe you are all aware of the place, SM Dasma. So that's where I went shopping for me to buy a new bag. So my sister told me that that mall, um, yes, that mall was under a crazy hostage taking incident. So you can check online this hostage taking. It happened back in October 2016. So she said that there were 12 hostages inside the ladies' toilet room. There's one confirmed death by being stabbed. And at first, I was so shocked to know that it happened in the ladies' toilet room, because usually the toilet room was my last destination in the mall before setting to travel back home. And I was relieved, but got so nervous about hearing the situation. So I told my family members that I'm okay because we left there like almost an hour ago. My sister was surprised when I told her about that, because she said that it started as well around that time, almost an hour ago, the hostage taking. So we were so blessed that we were able to escape that kind of situation. So when I realized that my friend and I just made the right decision, I was so thankful that there's something that we're trying to catch up with. That's the church bayanihan, because if there's none, and if we decided to stay a little longer, I don't know what might happen to me and to my friend. And my friend and I arrived in the church around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So all the church members were very happy to see us. They're relieved to see us safe and sound. They were, I mean, they all knew that we both came from the mall where the hostage taking took place. So my friend and I grabbed a snack and ate quickly and started cleaning. So after helping in cleaning the church, I decided to go home. And when I arrived home, I went directly to my room and I checked right away the news about the hostage taking online, because I don't really like watching TV, so I did it online. So I figured out that the hostage taker was just around the side of the mall where my friend and I were hanging out earlier. So I was really, I don't know what to feel during that time. So I was really surprised, but at the same time blessed that God has saved us from getting into that kind of mess. So my friend and I usually use the public toilet at the mall before traveling back home, because we travel a long distance. So automatically we need to use the toilet first for our trip to be convenient. So imagine if we stayed and hang there for a little longer, there's a possibility that my friend and I will be one of the hostages inside the ladies' toilet room. And I just can't move on with the fact that we almost got ourselves involved in that incident just because of a bag. And to top it all, I'm the mastermind of it all. And it would have ended tragically if we did not push to get back early for the church activity, for us to join the church activity during that day. I thank God for that miracle. I realized that even though it was just a small matter for the Lord, it's just a small matter. It's just cleaning the church and to be with the brethren. But it manages to save us from being in great danger. And I couldn't imagine what I will do if my friend's life was put into danger. I mean, if I got myself in that kind of situation, it's all my fault because I chose to be there and, so I have to deal with it, whatever it cost me. But my friend's life is another story. I don't want, anything bad to happen to her. So I think I will never ever forgive myself if something bad had happened during that day to her because of my desire. This is just because of my desire to get a new bag. So that's just a little moment of being unfaithful. That's just a little moment of choosing something from this world over God. But I didn't know that it might cost me, a big thing. So thank God that He saved me and my friend from getting into that mess, and our lives were spared. That day, I learned an important lesson. So that I should put anything related to God as the first priority and set aside the other things for some other time. Anyhow, it's for the Lord and He deserves anything but the best. That day, I was reminded of the Bible verse, Exodus 20, verse 3. You shall have no other gods before me. Because that day, I followed a different God. And so I was completely lost for a moment. I followed what I thought was right for me to do, but left the things of the Lord behind. My action was clearly the opposite of what's written in Proverbs 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. So I hope that my story will inspire us to always prioritize the things that will please the Lord and choose to do what's best for Him every time. I would like to read as well Luke 16, verse 10. So it says there, He is faithful in what is least, and faithful also in much. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much, and he who is unjust in what is least is also unjust in much. And another verse that I would like to share. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? So, those verses, I'm really glad that I can read them right now, because if I maybe miss, the chance of escaping that kind of situation, I never knew where I will be, and I never knew if I will be able to give you this kind of message. So I hope each and every one of us will stand firm for what we believe and always choose the God's way instead of, the ways of the world. Happy Sabbath and God bless everyone.